All right, today we are diving deep into a true giant in the world of higher education, Michigan State University. We're going to break down everything from its powerhouse academic programs to what life is really like on that massive campus and help you figure out if this is the right place for you to land.
So, this is the big question, isn't it? It's what every potential Spartan and their parents are thinking about. With so many resources, but also such a huge scale, is MSU really the right fit? Well, stick with us, because we're about to unpack all the key info to help you decide if East Lansing is the perfect launchpad for your future.
Okay, here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with a big picture view of MSU, then we'll zoom into life in East Lansing. After that, we'll get into the academics, crunch the numbers on getting in and paying for it, explore the legendary Spartan experience, and finally, we'll give you the final verdict. Let's do this.
So first up, let's get our bearings. What exactly is Michigan State University when you boil it all down?
You know, MSU's story is actually really cool. It started way back in 1855 as the very first agricultural college in the country, and it literally became the blueprint for the entire land-grant university system. That spirit of practical, hands-on education is still baked into its DNA. Today, it's a member of the super prestigious Association of American Universities, and it's an R1 institution, which is just a fancy way of saying it's at the absolute highest level of research activity. A real powerhouse.
And when we talk about scale, we are not kidding. For fall 2025, the total student count was nearly 52,000. That's not just a university campus, that's practically a small city. So, what's it actually like to live there?
And that brings us right to the environment. What is it really like to live, study, and just be a person in East Lansing?
So East Lansing is pretty much the definition of a classic college town, but you also get the benefits of a decent-sized metro area right there. The campus itself is just massive. We're talking over 5,000 acres that feel more like a giant park. But, and this is important, you got to be ready for the full Michigan weather experience. You get 4 distinct seasons, but the winters are cold and snowy. Think an average of 42 inches of snow a year.
Now, on any campus this big, safety is a really important conversation. Here's a look at the on-campus crime stats from the latest Cleary report. It's super important to be aware of these numbers, but it's just as important to know that MSU has a ton of safety resources, like its own police force, the Safe MSU app, blue light emergency phones all over the place, and late-night transportation. If you want personalized help saving $40,000 or more on college costs, check the link in the description to learn about our College Savings Mentor program.
All right, let's get to the main event, the academics. I mean, this is the reason you go to college, right? So, let's see what MSU is really known for. This chart gives us a fantastic snapshot of what students are really into at MSU. It is super clear that business is a monster program here, with almost 1 out of every 5 students majoring in it. Right behind that, you've got popular fields like communication, biology, and engineering. This gives you a really good sense of where the university's focus and a lot of its resources are concentrated.
But MSU isn't just big, it's got some serious world-class quality. Get this, the university is home to an incredible 10 different programs that are ranked #1 in the entire country. And here's a look at some of those heavy hitters. The supply chain management program is absolutely legendary. It's pretty much always #1. The College of Education is a national powerhouse for training teachers. And in the sciences, their nuclear physics program is truly in a league of its own.
So how does a school this massive keep you from feeling like just another number? Well, this is where MSU is really smart. They build these small, focused communities right inside the big university. Yes, you're going to have some of those big lecture halls, but their secret weapon is stuff like the Honors College or the residential colleges like James Madison for Public Affairs. These programs give you that tight-knit, small school experience. It's kind of like getting the best of both worlds.
Okay, time to get down to brass tacks. The 2 questions on every single family's mind. What does it take to get in? And what is this actually going to cost?
So here's the admissions picture. Now, you might see that 84% acceptance rate and think it's easy to get into, but hold on a second. Take a look at the typical student they accept. The middle 50% of them have a high school GPA between a 3.5 and a 4.0 and really solid test scores. So while they accept a lot of students, they are definitely looking for high achievers.
Now, let's talk about money. For the 2025-26 school year, the total estimated sticker price for an in-state student is just shy of $37,000. But, and this is a huge but, look at the cost for an out-of-state student. It jumps to over $65,000. The message here is crystal clear. Being a Michigan resident makes a massive difference financially.
But here's the most important number.
Almost nobody pays that full sticker price. This is the net price. It's what families actually pay after grants and scholarships, and it tells a completely different story. For lower-income families, the average cost is just over $8,000. Even for families making well over six figures, the average cost is around $28,000, a huge discount. This is the number that really matters.
Academics are the reason you go, but college is so much more than that. It's about the life you build outside of class. So, what does it actually feel like to be a Spartan?
Well, for starters, the fall 2025 class was the most diverse in MSU's entire history. Students of color now make up almost 29% of the domestic student body, which helps create a way more multicultural and interesting campus community for everyone.
And I'm telling you, you will never ever be bored here. With over 1,000 student clubs, a really active Greek scene, and of course, that legendary Big Ten sports culture, school spirit is basically the air you breathe on campus. On game day, the whole place just feels electric. It's something you have to experience.
So, after looking at all of this, the academics, the campus, the culture, we get to the bottom line. Is an MSU degree a good investment? Let's check out the data on what happens after graduation.
These numbers right here tell a very powerful story. A 91% retention rate means that students are happy and thriving. They're choosing to come back. The 83% graduation rate is excellent for a big public university. And the financial return, it's undeniable. A median salary of over $67,000 10 years after you start with a really manageable median debt. That is a fantastic return on investment. So let's put it all on the table. The pros are huge. You've got those elite academic programs, that incredible school spirit, and fantastic career outcomes. For in-state students especially, the value is just off the charts. Now the cons are real too. That out-of-state price tag is really high, the campus can feel overwhelming, some of the top majors are competitive to get into even after you're enrolled, and yeah, those Michigan winters are the real deal. Ultimately, Michigan State is a place of immense opportunity. It does a masterful job of blending its giant resources with smaller, focused communities, which creates a launch pad for pretty much any dream you have. So to answer that question from the beginning, for a student who's proactive, who's ready to jump in and grab those opportunities, MSU is absolutely a place where you can not only succeed, but really, truly thrive. Before you go, check the description for a link to our College Savings Mentor program, where we help families save $40,000 or more on college costs. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check out our YouTube page for more deep dives into other top universities.
And in the end, it really does all come back to this. Is a massive university with all of its endless opportunities and its unique challenges the right launchpad for your future? It's a huge decision, and you're the only one who can decide if this is where you'll build your success story.